Hi, Betsy.
Hi, Debbie.
Thank you so much for helping us out in the group class. I'm excited for this interview and excited to hear from you. Maybe we could start out by you just introducing yourself, letting us know what your role is and how you help your agencies.
Okay, my name is Betsy Sullivan, and I am the Business Development Manager, one of four here in the San Francisco Bay Area for Princess Cruises and Cunard Line. And our roles as sales managers are to interact with travel agents and help train them, help them promote and sell our products, Princess and Cunard in my case.
Great. Okay, so my next question is, because our students are very excited about selling groups, selling travel, but most of them are new to the industry and they go out with a lot of information, but when they sit at their desk and they're ready to book their first group cruise, they're just stopped in their tracks. They don't know how to proceed and what to ask. So maybe you could give us some tips, some practical tips about how to do that.
Certainly. Well, there's a couple different ways you can get started. When you work with Princess, we have an online booking engine called onesourcecruises.com, and Polar is the actual booking engine. You can book groups in there as well as individual reservations. Or a lot of new agents prefer to have that interaction with somebody, with an expert, and they can call in to reservations and talk with someone in the group department. Call into res and start talking, tell them you're working on a group and that you would like to talk to the group department. Sometimes you will get transferred. Sometimes you'll work directly with that agent you're working with on the phone there. Let them know you're new, and they will walk you through the process. They will tell you, how all the policies and how many beds required for a group and all the different things. Don't be afraid to ask questions. They're there to help you, and they'll do everything for you. And hopefully you'll be able to get it blocked there. You can, even if you block through reservations a group, you can go online if you're into Polar and look at your group and manage your group there. So I do have agents that kind of use both. They'll use the telephone to set the initial group up, and then they'll manage their group online, or they can call in and do everything through a res agent like we used to in the old days.
Right. No, I think that's great advice. So one last question. We're talking about how to make groups successful, how to make them stand out. I was wondering if you could give us any tips in that area.
Okay. Well, the key thing I think is to work with an affinity and find your Pied Piper. It's easy to think about, oh, I'm going to go after this market or that market, and you put your ads out and you do your flyers and you do all this promoting. And when you look at marketing statistics, you find that your return, you're lucky if you get 2%. So you got to do a lot of peddling to try and fill a group promotionally. If you're working with an affinity, and especially if you're working with a Pied Piper who's vested in that group, they're going to do everything to help you sell that group. Another good idea is to make your group customized or special in whatever way. Maybe you're working with a wine group, so you'll do a private wine tasting on board. You'd have to make arrangements to get the wine on board and do all that, or whether you're going to purchase the wine through the cruise line or what have you. Or maybe it's maybe a group of people that like to sew, or a historical society. So maybe you would set up a shore excursion to a particular historic place and have a special tour. Anything that sets your group apart from the regular travel agency selling just beds on a ship will help fill your group and make it special and be a better sell.
Great. We in the course we do talk about making groups unshoppable. Is that what you're talking about?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You want to customize it because and in that customization, it's going to make your price go up. It's going to adjust your pricing, and people are probably going to look at this and say, "Why do I want to go with you when I can buy the cruise myself for $1,000?" And you're charging me $1,200, and it's like, well, you've got this group leader And you've got these special things, whether it be a wine tasting on board, whether it be a special excursion. You might also want to package in transfers to and from their home location. You have the whole group meet and travel together. That gets everybody excited and makes the group more cohesive. So anything that you can do that will make it stand out would be best.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Betsy. It's been a big help. And I'm wondering if the students have questions for you as we go through this, through the course, if they could post those and then I could forward those to you and you could answer those at your leisure.
Oh, sure. I'd be happy to help.
Okay. Thank you so much, Betsy.
Most welcome.